Hello and welcome to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. We bring this show to highlight young people in our community and local organizations who are striving to make Philadelphia a better place. Our focus is on our community's next generation of leaders. Today, we're going to learn about a nonprofit that takes a different approach to mentoring Philadelphia public school students. SquashSmarts provides a free program that includes both academic mentoring and athletic instruction in the game of squash, a sport that many of us know little about. We'll find out much more about this sport and how the group is combating the high school dropout rate by talking to my guests. With me to begin our discussion are some of the staff members from SquashSmarts. Ellis is an academic school student in the North Philadelphia program, and Tempest Bowden is the squash director for middle school students in West Philadelphia, along with being a graduate of the SquashSmarts program herself. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So before we start, tell us exactly what squash is.
Oh, look at me?
Yes.
Okay, so squash is an indoor sport. It's similar to the sport racquetball. Basically, you have two people in the court, and you go against each other by hitting the ball against the wall. The idea is to be the one to win the most points.
Right. With most sports, right?
And the only difference, between the racquetball and squash is that the ball bounces a little bit differently. The racket shape is a lot different, and I think squash is more physically taxing.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is more fun?
Squash.
Of course, right?
How could you even ask that question?
Not basketball, not baseball, not football. How did you choose squash as a sport?
Well, I didn't necessarily choose squash.
Squash chose you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I was actually a basketball player.
Really?
In my eyes. You couldn't tell me I was not going to the WNBA.
What position?
Point guard.
We could have been a shooting guard.
I mean, in my heart, I'm tall.
I was a shooting guard, so I was just trying to figure out.
So, basically the program came to my school. I went to Morton McMichael Elementary, and they came in our gym and offered this opportunity called SquashSmarts. And initially, I was not into it.
Right.
My younger sister went to the first few tryouts by herself, and the executive director at the time, Julie Williams, came to my house and dropped her off and told my dad that I had a lot of potential, and the rest is history.
So did you give up basketball?
I did. I even
Totally?
wanted to play in high school, but
Wow.
the schedules
Wouldn't match.
Yeah.
Got you. Ellis, how did you learn?
I actually chose squash. I was a tennis player and I'm a competitive
Nice.
sailor. And I just wanted a faster paced sport
Right.
than tennis was.
And that's faster?
Squash is very fast, and I needed something in my life at that point that didn't allow me to think about anything else.
Right.
And when you step on a squash court, it moves so fast that all you can really think about is getting your racket back and hitting the ball, and there's little time else for any other thoughts.
Got you.
So I just wanted that very fast pace, very physically demanding sport.
Right.
So that's when I started to pick it up.
What is the mission of SquashSmarts?
So SquashSmarts works with students from 7th through 12th grade in a longitudinal relationship. We want to be connected with them throughout that whole period of middle and high school years. Working with students to stay on track for graduation. We're working with students in very underserved neighborhoods where their schools don't have after-school programming or academic support.
Right.
And the mission of SquashSmarts is to really provide squash instruction, academic support, and as they work their way through high school, that post-secondary plan that is right for that individual child.
Right. I was looking at the website. There's 5 pillars of programming, right? So explain those to us.
Okay. We have squash and academic instruction. We also work with students on fitness and nutrition. You can't fuel your body as either a student or an athlete if you're not thinking about healthy choices.
Right.
And then opportunities for leadership and community service. So those are really the places where you are benefiting as a student through SquashSmarts, and where the community benefits from a student belonging to the program.
Right. Well, my favorite part, of course, is going to be the leadership component. So tell me how that have helped you become a better leader.
So through my time as a student, there was always opportunities for us to grow as individuals, not just as an athlete. During the summer, the SquashSmarts program send students to summer camps. During the year, we do different community service projects. And so that in itself allowed us to grow as individuals. And with any kid, it takes time to understand, the power of the things that you're doing. So yeah, I mean, all that stuff kind of got me to where I am.
I think as well, opportunities for students to develop as learners through self-advocacy, through learning how to be a risk taker, learning that growth mindset. Those are all places where then they become leaders in their own classrooms. They're the ones who are willing to participate. They're the ones who will speak up in their schools. And that is, something that becomes valuable to them. It's a skill set that they take forth to whatever challenges they may face. Yes.
So when you graduated high school, what did you do? Did you go to college?
Not right away.
Not right away?
So
you went to LaSalle?
I did not.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I did not.
It's
so
not too late.
I went to Simon Gratz High School.
Okay.
I graduated in 2008. And in my senior year, I did not apply to college. And the executive director, Steve Gregg, brought up this idea of a postgraduate year. And so I went to boarding school for 1 year at Mercersburg Academy. And with that experience, I was able to learn what it means to actually be a student.
Right.
Because the schooling was different. It was like, Simon Gratz, Philly Public School, and then private school all the way in Western PA. It's so different.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the process to get me to. I went to Mount Holyoke College. And
where's that at?
it's in South Hadley, Massachusetts.
Oh man, ooh, cold out there.
Oh yeah, it was cold. But the process was long. And
Well, I didn't go to college right away either. I didn't go to
yeah.
college till I had been in the fire department for about 4 years. So,
Wow.
so what would you say was your favorite leadership moment? Think about it.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Yeah, we'll
because
come
there are
back to
many.
that.
There are many.
So Leeks, what type of students participate in the program?
So we work with partner schools. We have programming both in North Philadelphia and in West Philadelphia. So in West Philadelphia, we work with Overbrook Educational Center. In North Philadelphia, we work with Esperanza Charter, and then we work with Bethune and in Carver High School Engineering and Science. The schools are our main middle school feeders. Our high schoolers go to school throughout the city. We do have a vast majority of our students in either the special admits or the citywide lottery schools because they're able to sort of recognize the importance of that education early in middle school and have that. Many of them have the application necessary for the special admits. We work with students throughout the whole school year, so that we can include some of those summer opportunities and work with students to shore up any academic needs that they might have.
If a student wants to become part of your program, what's the process for them to get involved?
We go into our different partner schools for
Okay.
recruitment. We will recruit in 6th and 7th grade. What we want from students is not the most talented athletically, maybe. They don't need to be the most academically, superior student.
Right.
What we want is attitude and commitment and effort. We want them to engage in the process of learning how to be the best person that they are able to be. We want them to be students who know the value of setting a goal.
Gotcha.
And working toward it. So ultimately that's what we're looking for, is that engagement, is that commitment. Someone who's attending our practices, there's a lot of time that they spend with us.
So how often do you recruit? Is that process difficult? So
we'll recruit probably 2 or 3 times a year,
Okay.
a fall recruitment, and then depending on the spaces that are left in a particular cohort, we may approach another partner school for a mid-season recruitment session, and then we'll recruit for example, in the North Philly in our 6th grade classes, we've been going in and getting to know them once a month over the last couple of months. We'll do that through the remainder of the year, and those students can come in the summertime as tryout students. It is as much about the students' commitment as it is about the family's commitment.
Right.
It is a partnership, and that's what we value and expect in our families.
What type of results have you experienced from the program? Right there.
Right there, yes.
Right.
And the students that you'll meet
So that must
later.
make you feel proud to see that product, the finished product, right?
Yes, I mean, for me, I think one of the things that I really resonate the most with is the idea of 2 things. One, that the students say over and over again that SquashSmarts is family. SquashSmarts becomes their second family, that's their support system. Secondly, I hear over and over again, I don't know that I would have gone to college without SquashSmarts. I don't know that I would have graduated from high school without SquashSmarts. And to me, knowing that is, and sometimes those comments don't bring to bear what they've brought to that equation, their commitment, their effort of staying with the program, when it would be just as easy to turn left and go with their friends out the school door than right to come down to the center and play squash and get a really rigorous workout.
What are some of the changes have you seen from the students? So they come in here and then you actually see them grow. What are some of those changes that you witness?
Do you want to do that one?
Well, I mean, obvious one is their maturity level. So they come in kind of like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed type individuals, not understanding or knowing what squash is or what SquashSmarts can do for them. And by the time they get from 6th grade even to just the 8th grade, they have it down and they know how important it is to get into the classroom space and dig deep into their work and then go and just let all of that energy out on the squash court. It's really awesome to see a kid go from really young and chubby kid, and I've seen and I've been there for 3 years now. A kid who comes in, a little chubby, and then by the time they get to 9th grade, they're like slimming down, and those are the type of things that we don't push for them. They kind of just happen naturally. And once a kid starts to see their own success, it's like you've done your job. Like once they can get it.
Great. So we have about 30 seconds. How can someone find out about your program?
SquashSmarts.org is our website, and we are
nonprofit.
We are a nonprofit. The program
you take donations?
We do indeed take donations.
Really?
And also volunteers are a huge component of our work. The students get the academic support that they need because of the former teachers and our partnerships with the Temple medical students and Drexel and LaSalle and the high school teams that are in the area. And we have students who come in and they'll partner with students and do peer tutoring, and that can be really helpful for a student who needs that assistance.
Great. Well, I want to thank both of you for coming on the show,
Oh, thanks for
and
having me.
look forward to hearing great things. And as you heard, the best nation is a donation. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to hear from some of the other young people participating in SquashSmarts. We'll be right back.
Oh my god, I can't believe what this girl is wearing. Ugh, why would she even go outside wearing that?
Why would he say that? Oh my gosh, do I really look that bad?
Why would I say that? Why would I be so mean?
I don't understand why people can be so cruel. I just wish you'll apologize to me.
I probably just ruined this girl's day. I have to apologize to her. I have to make this right. It's the right thing to do.
Hey, I'm sorry for what I said back there. That was really
It's
mean of
okay.
me. I'm really sorry.
Oh, thank you for apologizing.
Hook to the dollar feature and you're on my mind. Return of the creature that crawler from the subway line. You're always keeping me waiting. Keeping me waiting for
Welcome back to the Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. Today, we're talking with members of SquashSmarts, a program, nonprofit that works to change the lives of Philadelphia public school students through academics and athletics. During the first half of the program, we met some of the staff members, and now it's time to meet some of the students. Please welcome Joshua Morales, who is a senior in high school, and Belkis Garcia, who is also a senior in high school. Welcome to Future Leaders in Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
High school students,
Yeah.
Yes.
seniors.
Yeah.
You ready to graduate?
Can't wait.
Can't
Couple
wait.
more months.
Excited.
We
What high school do you go to?
Northeast High School.
Northeast?
Northeast.
I go to Constitution High School.
Constitution. That's right downtown. Constitutional Charter School. That's a pretty good school. So when you graduate, going to college?
For sure.
The South?
Probably.
All right, good answer.
Probably,
Good answer.
probably.
What college you gonna go to?
I'm starting off at CCP.
See, I went to CCP. You'll like it. It's a real good school.
I've heard good things.
Yep. So tell me, how did each of you get involved in squash?
You go first.
So basically, like when I was in 6th grade, I was 11 years old, and I actually heard about them when I was in 5th grade, but by that time they were recruiting 5th graders. And so when I got to 6th grade, I already knew about the program.
So you got recruited?
Yeah.
So you must have been a star then. You got recruited.
I was a natural. I came in there,
okay.
you know. Yeah, so I came in, I tried out, and I really wanted to join the program because I seen what it has done for some of my family members that used to go to that program as well.
Okay.
And so I asked the executive director, I was like, how did you get in the program? And he was like, it's just simple, it's really simple, just shake everybody's hand and look at them in the eye.
Right.
And I did that, and that was my first step to like learning how to like, how can I say it, like how to be more appropriate. I don't
Approachable.
know. Yeah, exactly,
Gotcha, yeah.
exactly, and
Got you.
yeah, it's from there just continued.
So did you play any other sports?
I played almost every sport. I played soccer. My main sport was baseball.
Okay.
Though we're in middle school, and then I did track.
What you ran?
The 800s and the two.
I ran track.
Two
I
by
ran
eights.
the 800, the mile, 2 mile,
What was your time?
208.
208.
But that was years
Nah,
ago.
That's not me. You too fast.
What?
Yeah.
That's not even fast.
I know. That's the thing.
So that's why you're playing squash,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
I got
exactly.
You. I got you.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in squash?
Actually, my older brothers, they actually was in the program, and they would come home so happy and excited and talking about squash, and I would hear it all the time. So I was like, oh, I want to join.
You want to be happy too, right?
Yeah, I was like, I want to have that excitement, and they would like travel a lot, so I was kind of jealous.
What type of traveling do they do?
Do a lot of traveling. We travel to Ohio. A lot of people travel to Colorado, Massachusetts, Vermont.
Cold in Massachusetts.
It's very cold.
No warm places? Florida? Arizona?
Well, I've been to Virginia.
Virginia, but it's still like
All right, yeah. So give me what it's like during a typical week in your program.
a typical week.
Yes.
All right. So after school, I come in and I get there early. I get there like about an hour early. So I practice for an hour before the actual practice starts, and we have a academic session and a squash session, and they split us up between grades, and sometimes during squash they split us up on your squash level, and so we have an hour academics and an hour squash, and we have a snack time before we start playing. That's about it. Yeah.
Any special events that they have?
Yeah.
Tournaments or anything?
Yeah, a
Lots of
lot.
tournaments.
Lots of tournaments?
The two main tournaments is urban individuals, which is like everybody plays for themselves, and that's at Amherst College in June. And then we have urban teams, which is a national tournament as well. It's like there's other programs just like ours, like around the U.S., and we all compete as as all urban programs. Because there's squash teams, but like there's urban squash teams where, they're players from urban cities play.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How's the program helped you out as an individual?
The program, it has helped me grow a lot. I learned many things, and like they help me in everything I need. They're always there, and they make sure I stay on top of my things.
How's the program helped you?
A lot. My grades got better. My attitude got better. When I came in the program, I was pretty wild, like, as in like attitude and.
Got you.
Yeah. So, I'm more mature now, and I kind of know what I want because I came in to middle school. I didn't really know if I was going to graduate high school or go to college.
Right.
So, my dad always told me that I gotta go to college, but I didn't really know what it was.
Now you understand.
Yeah. Now I understand. Like,
Right.
all right, I know what college does for me, and if I go there, how much would I be able to gain? So yeah.
You talked about attitude. Why do you think that's important?
People, like, your attitude basically determines your personality, and if you have a bad attitude, it's hard to talk to people, and I guess it's basic. Like, if you have a really good attitude, you'll get far in life. With a bad attitude, you want.
Well, people want to do more for you, right? They want to help you.
Right, exactly.
Whereas if you have a bad attitude, they kind of stay away from you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the program?
My favorite part of the program is you feel like family. Like, you could come there and you could pretty much feel like you're at home, and like everybody's really close. And like with him, we're childhood friends.
Nice.
We knew each other since kindergarten. So
That's a long time.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of us who like grew up together, and then we all came to the program, and it's basically like a second home. Like, we all go in there and it's like, hey, what's up? We all come from different high schools. We all grew up in the same middle school, and to be able to like reunite,
Right.
even though we see each other like in like
It's lifelong friends.
exactly,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
If you were to talk to one of your friends about the program, what would you tell them to convince them to join the program?
oh, that's kind of hard because
Really?
everything about the program is great.
So you should have a lot to tell them.
Yeah, like I would tell them like because they really help you, like especially stay on track, and like even if you don't come to practice, they call and be like, "Are you okay? Like why didn't you come to practice?" Like they check up on you, they help you a lot with school, and you get many old doors open for you, and you get many opportunities.
How would you sell the program?
I mean, like squash is the only reason is I think it's better than other sports is because you get to like you make so many connections playing squash. So like I met so many people like going to tournaments and like my dream job is to be a commercial real estater.
I was going to ask you that. What you going to next?
Yeah.
Real estater.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when I went to tournaments, like I'll end up talking to like my opponent's mom or dad.
Right.
Oh, you did good, and like they'll ask me how am I doing in school, and then there you start a conversation, and at the end of the day you have a
network of people.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So what do you plan to do after high school?
Well, I want to become a great role model for like younger kids. So I want to continue with squash, but I want to try to like be a coach. But also on the side, I want to keep studying to become a teacher.
Teacher too? Not bad. So you have the sports, teaching, not bad at all. Well, I look forward to great things in the future for you too, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I'd like to thank all my guests from SquashSmarts for being here today. If you would like to learn more about their program, visit SquashSmarts.org. I'm Derrick Sawyer, and thank you for watching Future Leaders in Philadelphia, where we believe investing in our youth is investing in our future.